what we have been doing for the last almost 2 weeks, or you may say 5 or 6 sessions, we are understanding the role and the principle of Eastern wisdom to bring the mind back from outside to inside. But when the mind continues to remain outside in search for happiness, it causes the anxiety and hesitation. I become aware of one incident and one situation, and I become aware, and it goes away, it dissolves, and then the second situation, then the third, then the fourth. It means my mind is not fundamentally changing. One aspect. Second point is that mind does not want to change. Why? Because that knowledge from the head is not going to the heart, which is the seat of the mind. Again, ask the question cognitive. That is cognitive understanding. Ask the mind, ask yourself why I am not changing. So I am not changing because I say, okay, this is the principle, move the mind inside. But anyhow, the pleasure and the happiness is always outside. The mind takes this knowledge lightly. After all, there is a pleasure in the sex, there is a pleasure in the money, there is a pleasure in the house, there is a pleasure in the possession. My knowledge that is in the present in the intellect, it is not being accepted by the mind. Why? Because the mind has made it clear that it is after all, it's okay, these are the practices and the tools, and after all, I have to find the pleasure outside. That is why. Now what happens? I'm searching peace and happiness outside. I'm getting into anxiety and reaction and duality. That is the second part. The intellect is not able to bring that understanding to the mind. I am relaxed and calm. Why? How? Ask yourself. Because the mind is not going anywhere. Mind is within me. Mind reminds me that I am of the nature of real self. So when that happens, there is a change. To summarize in another way, the last week, this guy, I told you this guy, he found three cute and beautiful girls, and now he is undergoing a transformation. That's a beautiful example. Three times, now he is transforming. But mind in ignorance throws out a new challenge. And new challenge is full of delusion. So, what was the challenge in his life? He said that because I'm rich, and that is why I fall into anxiety and the fear if someone takes everything from me. So I said, don't become more rich. If you become more rich, transfer the money to me. Look at it. Look at it. I am a rich guy. That is why I want to choose. I have lot of criterias to marry a girl. So it means I have lot of expectations from the girl. That expectation, mind is expecting something from the world outside. So, and then you relate it that I'm more rich, I'm a rich guy, hence, I have to choose carefully. I have to choose carefully. You have to drop all your expectations first. With whom you are going to relate yourself You have to present yourself that I have no criteria at all. I am on the journey of a self discovery. We should have a partnership and a good relationship. I will always take care of you. I will offer myself to you. What are your expectations? Let me know, and I would fulfill all your expectations after I know you. So I'm in the giving mood. Why I'm in the giving mood? Because I know peace and happiness is inside me. The last couple of weeks that we have done all those practices and we have understood. One, if we have understood it clearly and it starts moving into the heart, then comes the Mangalacharan practice. Because now the mind understands what exactly is the Mangalacharan. Just close your eyes and see how it works. Eyes are closed. We are going directly that you are a seeker who knows what it means by moving the mind within, who understands the three basic principles of Eastern wisdom: listening and learning, contemplation and reflection. That contemplation and reflection helps the mind, helps the intellect to descend the knowledge to the mind, and then the mind becomes receptive by consistent reflection that becomes the practice. So let us see. Sarvesham swastir, every day in the morning with that awareness. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. I told you, it is the outer level. The intellect knows what to do. Pay attention. The intellect knows what to do. Intellect knows what to do. So intellect knows I have to do 3 times the Sanskrit mantra. There are 3 times I will go for the meaning. 3 times meaning, simply meaning. May there be happiness for all. May there be happiness for all. May there be happiness for all. May there be happiness. You have to say it like a child. Ego says, no, I know it already. Why should I say it? And why you say this? Mind is dominating, dictating. You have to say it. So now intellect is prepared because I said 3 times. Now the reflection and contemplation part. So you pick up any principle, pick up any explanation. I explained maybe 50 different ways. May there be happiness for all, you said it. Happiness is our intrinsic nature. Happiness is intrinsic nature, intrinsic nature. That is why I am seeking happiness. It is me. So mind is causing the problem. Intellect is not causing the problem. Pay attention, my friend. Intellect understands. Intellect understands. Now intellect understands there is a clarity in it. We are reflecting and contemplating. We are doing contemplation and reflection to clean the impure mind that is seeking happiness outside in a situation, relations, conditions, and possessions. That much of reflection should be there. Now what happens with that? With it, what happens with that? The impure mind that wants to run after the word stops. So when it stops, there is a pause. When there is a pause leads to higher awareness. And a higher awareness leads to observer. Observer means you are observing that is not you, and you are done. You are done. You need not to worry about it. If that happens, the life is going to change. It may take a couple of practices, weeks of practices. Again, I'm trying to explain differently. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. May there be peace for all. You remember the principle, so I'm not discussing that. We have already discussed in the previous line. So you remember, you remind yourself, these are the principles. May there be peace for all. Why peace is my intrinsic nature. Intellect, do you understand? Yes. Clarity is there? Yes. Now we are contemplating and reflecting. So the impure mind will go back to the word, and I say, no, peace is within me. Why I am repeating it? To allow this knowledge to settle in the mind. The impure mind that wants to run after the word stops. When it stops, there is a pause. When there is a pause, leads to higher awareness. Higher awareness leads to observer. You are observing that is not you. What is not you? What is not you? What is not you? Anxiety and reaction and repeated thoughts of impurity of the mind. Impurity of the mind. Is it difficult? Is it difficult? Question is it difficult? I know I am not the car, wealth, relations, possessions, and I am not anxiety, reaction, duality. Where is the problem? It is mind. The problem is, where is the problem? I told you the problem is the impure mind does not want to change. Does not want to change. It may be due to impurity, or you can say due to the unripe ego. So what to do? Again, I'm just going with the cause and effect. Cognitive understanding. Cognitive understanding what to do. Again, I'm going with that, So the unripe ego. I do not entertain any thought that causes impurity of the mind. I do not entertain any impulsive thought. I do not entertain any thought, any thought and the feeling that takes my mind outside, I do not entertain. I'm making it very clear. I do not entertain unripe ego. I stay where I am. I stay where I am. Where I am, I'm inside. I'm looking inside. That is the, again, intellectually I'm explaining you. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be wholeness for all, wholeness, completeness. Only the human being have that sense of wholeness because of the self-awareness. And if I'm whole, so I need not to worry about anything. I have to hammer the mind. I told you, I have to hammer the mind. I have not to entertain. How I hammer the mind? Cognitive, understand that, hammer the mind. Why? I need not to entertain any thought that causes the impurity of the mind, that causes the impulsive thought to repeat itself. I do not entertain any thought and a feeling that takes my mind outside. I do not entertain unripe ego. That is the problem. I entertain it. So when you entertain, that is what you told me just now. I entertain, that is the problem. No, I do not want to entertain. You may say that I do not want to entertain. Okay, you really? So the moment you recognize, the moment you recognize these thoughts and feeling, why don't you replace it? Why don't you replace it with may there be peace for all? Why? Peace for all. You see, the impulsive, habitual mind forgets this. Forgets and forgets it, and then says, you see that, I'm trying. No, you are not trying. You are trying with the same impulsive mind. And it is caused by, I told you, it is caused by unripe ego, impulsive nature, habitual thoughts, etc. Now, what exactly where is the problem? We help first the intellect to understand clearly. With that clarity, we ask the mind to follow it. If there is a doubt, then we are not clear. If there is mind running after the word, I am not clear. So again I will answer what to do. Repeat it. Repeat it with understanding. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. So if I do not entertain a thought of anxiety, I simply do not entertain. Am I not in the auspiciousness? What this understanding, what we want, how we understand this. I do not entertain any thought of anxiety, expectation, and attachment. I'm already in auspiciousness. That is the gateway to the Mangala Charan. Gateway to the Mangala Charan. Mangala Charan opens the inner temple. When we begin with it, we tune our inner instrument. What is that inner instrument? That is the mind, I'm saying. The mind before the music of learning begins. So don't rush. Don't rush anywhere. Before the music of learning begins. Means what? What is that music of learning? Before we start the journey of the Eastern wisdom. And if that is not, then all the principles will be accepted as simply dry. It is just more than a prayer, more than simply repetition. It is a shift of consciousness or awareness. It sanctifies the mind, and you find the space. It invites auspicious energy into the thought, speech, and action. And it changes cognition into communion. Cognition, I told you the definition of, and communion, you can say communion means empathy or clarity or higher awareness. It reminds us that knowledge flows only into a grateful, receptive heart. Receptive heart again means the mind or our emotional nature. Gratitude dissolves the ego, it prepares the soil of awareness. I told you, it dissolves your unripe ego. From today, this is the right way. You have to practice Mangala Charan. Maybe, how many times? Maybe 10 times in every situation. Practice the moment. Practice anytime, anywhere, everywhere, and when mind makes you crave, react, anxious, anger, hesitation, where is the problem? Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. Tell me, where is the problem? What you were missing? So you have to analyze what you were missing. We already discussed there are 8 factors which causes this blockage. So maybe intellectually it is not, it may be prarabdha. It may be the way you lived your life since birth until now. That is the past impression in the current life. It may be the body. It may be the impulsive nature of the speech. You have been talking to the people with a sense of unripe ego, and that comes forward and expressed. We don't know too much. But when we practice, we will reveal. We will find out what is happening and how we can reveal that ultimate. It may be combination of all those cases, all those causes. What are the causes? Mind, intellect, ego, and the past impression. Prarabdha, the 5th one. Body is the 6th one. Speech is the 7th one. Action is the 8th one.
I mind afraid that I will lose the happiness.
The unripe ego also has a role. So, if you recognize you are motivated to act outside because of these reasons, I have to hammer the mind again and again. That is why our master says the moment you wake up in the morning, practice Mangalacharan. And every day you practice Mangalacharan, then remind the mind, let the result be given to me by Supreme. I will accept it, but I will I will do work to excel, to raise my awareness, to raise my awareness. I will think, speak, and act to purify my mind. I think I can say to that in the beginning, every day in the morning, and every and in before any action, before any action. So sometimes our unripe ego is very deeply attached to our action. We remember, we understand, we forget it the moment we perform our action. So our passive practice every day will definitely help us to move further, and then we have to remind. So there are two sets of, one is the passive practice, or you can say the three sets of practice, simple three sets of practice. First one, passive, every day we do it. First practice, every day we do it. Now we every day. Second, then you fix the agenda. Then you remind your agenda of the day and introduce the thought of performing an action to purify it. Performing an action, that is our second. And the third is, before you perform any action, first is Mangalacharan. Before you act, first mentally do Mangalacharan and then see what happens. It is very challenging, it is difficult to accept. If it's difficult to accept this attitude in the mind, difficult to accept. For the mind, this attitude of change. But let the intellect do the work. If the intellect does the work, it will happen. Same thing. Constant, consistent repetition. In the Gita, Krishna says there are two types of the mind. One is with the desire to seek happiness from the world outside. So you have many, many desires. I get married, I am frustrated, so I will get second marriage, third marriage, fourth marriage. I am earning $1,000, so I'll earn $10,000. Then I will be secure. But now instead of security, I told you, this guy told me that I'm scared. So it means that is also one factor. I am not getting married. What will happen if my partner will take away all the money? But I just took it lightly. I said, it is better not to become rich. You maintain the status quo. If you get more, shift the money here. We know it is all anxiety, it is all fear, we understand it. But this understanding is not going into the mind. Not going into the mind. The head is not going into the knowledge from the head is not moving to the heart. And then what happens? Then the knowledge will not move into the hand, into the action, into the speech. Head, heart, and hands. See it. We have to repeat it. We have to understand it. On the other side, we have also to become aware of the unripe ego. That undrive ego is also a biggest problem because it has lived the life for so many years. It has already created the impressions. But reminding yourself, you have anxiety, you remind yourself of the calmness and peace is within you. You repeat the mantra, you find the calmness and clarity. Again, the mind goes back to the same motivation. You repeat it mentally, there and then in real life situation. Mind with an anxiety, with a craving, with a desire, veils, covers this real nature. So I'm just saying, these are the simple principles, lays the foundation. From the other way, we can understand observer and observed at a higher level. That is another principle I introduced. My eyes look at you. My eyes look at you. My ears hears the sound. Question: are my sense organs conscious to know you?
No.
So I am craving for the wealth. The wealth is seen by the eyes. Where is the problem? Problem is in the mind. So here comes, I'm not looking at the wealth, but I'm looking at who is aware of the wealth. Then I move to being an observer. I'm not looking at the cute and beautiful girl, which gives me a sensual desires. I'm looking at who is aware of the cute and beautiful girl. Are eyes aware of the cute and beautiful girl? Are eyes aware of the wealth? Are eyes aware of the pleasure? No.
No.
So it means I have reduced myself that I am the sense organ and hence I will seek it. The observer or the knower, or you simply say awareness, is not the property of eyes, not the property of ears, not the property of any sense organ, not the property of my motor organs. And that is the answer when you ask me that my mind is motivated to earn more, to get more, to crave for something. My perception in the world outside is done by the sense organ indirectly, but the sense organs are nowhere aware. And that is where the attachment is. So will I be earning less if I become aware? That is another fear.
Yeah.
I know it. So you will earn more if you are in a calmer state of the mind, or you will earn more in an anxious state of the mind. Answer is so simple. I am relaxed. I am calm. Can you see, my friend, how deeper your attachment is? Intellectually, we hide it. How deeper it is. How strong this attachment. Intellectually, in a society, we can just talk and communicate, and we make others happy, but I cannot make myself happy. See that? Intellectually, people say me that I'm intelligent, and the next day in the Harvard, those students commit suicide. Their IQ is highest as compared to the people who studies in other universities. So where there is awareness, there is the real you.
If
Are
my,
are my sense organs aware?
no.
Can if think of it, if your eyes are aware of itself and your ears are aware of itself, you will not be able to sleep. Think. Your mind is in a deep sleep, but your eyes are full of awareness. Eyes will say, no, I will keep on looking. Ears will say, I will keep on listening. The nose will say, I will keep on smelling because I'm aware of the smell. So we are making ourselves crazy because of the impure mind, because of the ignorant mind. That is what the Eastern wisdom says, understand it. Observer is the real you. Awareness, where the real you lives. Awareness, where the real you lives. So, awareness of anxiety, no. I am aware of the anxiety, it is because of the mind. Anxiety lives in the mind. It is a thought, I am not the anxiety. So, again, I am aware of the anxiety. Where I am aware of something, I am not. Eastern wisdom is asking that when you say I'm into anxiety, can I become aware? Who becomes aware of anxiety? That awareness is free. Here and now. Here and now. Here and now. But the mind, the impure mind with some other thought of impurity returns with a greater force. And then you forget. Yes, sir. What is that forgetfulness? Forgetfulness in the mind. Why forgetfulness? Mind is focused its attention on something outside. Everything that passes through your awareness, your thoughts says I'm into anxiety, I have a problem, I will earn little less if I become aware. Really? Your emotions, anxiety and the joy, your physical sensations and all external events. Nothing contains the awareness except me. Except me, that me is consciousness, that is awareness. You can apply the same metaphor, the TV screen and the movie. Awareness does not change. Awareness of change, awareness of anxiety, awareness of peace, awareness of calmness, awareness of craziness. Off is outside. We discussed, you watch a horror movie, drama, or a comedy, the content of the movie changes constantly, filled with the tension, romance, action, reaction, anxiety, fight, killing. Yet, It all, the screen itself remains untouched. I have to see that I am aware. Who knows I am aware? That who knows is never affected. So why I'm getting motivated to earn more, to seek more pleasure outside in the world? Why? Simple answer. And there comes the rule of the unripe ego. And I told you, this ego is caused by all the 8 factors together or one dominant factor. Whether you club, so I don't know exactly what should I do. Let me practice and change it. So at a later stage, I will recognize from where it is coming. And when I'm doing the practice, I'm changing. I'm bringing a cognitive change. Don't you stop at a red light? Yes, you stop it. So the moment your mind says, let me earn more, and I forget myself, that is a red light. I have to change myself.
Yeah.
How I change? Let me think. It is just a thought process. Thought process, feeling, let me change it. Primary architect of our suffering, uh, especially is the unripe ego. This is the aspect of our mind or intellect that creates and clings to identities. It repeats the thought, and I say, okay, I'm not entertaining this thought. We discussed in the practice. I'm not entertaining. It generates multiple, often conflicting thoughts that covers over my mind as a mask. It's a professional mask, it's a social mask, it's a family mask, it's a parental mask. And now I forget, now I leave it. I'm anxious, I'm failure. Keep that, that statement, if I become more, I asked him, if you become more rich, you'll have more fear. Oh, yes. I said, then don't become more rich. The more you earn it and transfer it to me. Now the answer, you said yes when I said unripe ego and the ripe ego. Our goal is not to destroy the ego, but to mature it into the ripe ego. The unripe ego is caused by the thought, so ripe ego is also caused by the thought. We are not leaving our ego. So why you are worried? Your unripe ego dreamed of having $1 billion. Did you get $1 billion? How many times you dreamed of it? How many times you got it? So why not follow this path? The ripe ego serves as a functional, unattached I. Peace and happiness is my nature, intrinsic nature. Let peace and happiness be for all. So I am going to talk to my clients. So let me talk in peace and happiness, or should I talk in anxiety and reaction? Unripe ego, in other case, it is a tool used simply to navigate the world. It allows us to perform our roles and duties without becoming entangled in them. This mental maturity allows you to observe the mind's drama and without being getting carried away, and then you are always in peace and happiness. So now see, understand that's another, again I'm intellectually making you understand. So why we are moving to the right ego, that right ego can absorb the principles and changes the mind, which we say the cognitive understanding. One. Second, ripe ego helps to live in a higher awareness, and that higher awareness is capable of changing the mind. So there, Eastern wisdom says, oh, that awareness is your consciousness. It is self-luminous, unchanging, intrinsic nature. That is the only knower. So now you see that from there, the master says, then what about the mind? Is the mind is conscious? No, it is a matter. So how the mind functions with anxiety? Oh, it borrows the consciousness from the real self, and the senses also borrows the consciousness from the mind. They both are inert. They both are not aware of themselves. They are not self-luminous. And if they are not self-luminous, it means the thought, feeling, and emotions present in the mind that takes me to anxiety, duality, conflict, and pressure in my life all comes from the ignorance. Fact is that they do not have it because I feel they belong to me. I am them. I become the sense organ. I become the mind. So there is a problem. If you keep yourself motivated, I have a desire to get $10 million. That is first aspect I already explained you. Second aspect, that so it means that I do not remain as an observer, I have become the $1 million. And then there the master says, the metaphor of sun and candle I explained you in the last session. Sun and the candle. My master used to say that when you drop this craziness of the mind, you don't drop the craziness, your unripe ego is attached that I will earn $1 million and you are able to earn $5,000. Because your ego has limited. But when you are connected to the higher source, you are connected to N billion dollars. From that N billion dollars, why you get $10,000? You may get 50,000. That intellect opens up to all the resources you have. Are you getting it what I'm saying? With a limited unripe ego, you are motivated to earn, but with that higher resources, when you don't think, oh, I'm committed, connected to the higher sources. Plus calmness and peace, plus the joy all the time. Our master says, not saying that you don't think, but when you think and you are clear, then you have to follow the path when you are clear. I gave you a simple example that I want to come to you. Okay, yes, here is an address. So you put into the GPS. GPS says take right turn and you turn left and you reach somewhere else. When there is a clarity, why you turn left? Because it is the mind. Mind is not convinced. Why mind is not convinced? Because I have not contemplated and reflected. How many times I have to reflect? N number of times until the mind changes. When? All the time. In every action, in every thought, in every speech, in every relationship. But when I communicate in my relationship, in my professional, so I have a professional mask, the impure mind returns with the professional mask. I have to change that. I should be daring to change. Then the people will dictate over me. Then there is another problem. I was living with my unripe ego. Now the people will start criticizing me. They are already criticizing you from behind. Now they will criticize in front of you. Where is the problem? So that if they criticize in front of you, you become aware and you